The first song I want to recommend to you today is Gladys Knight and the Pips doing Midnight Train to Georgia. When it comes to pure soul, there's almost no other song in history that can top this one. And it's one of those songs that somehow manages to get better and better every time you listen to it. There's a purity to the vocal and a timeless nature to the lyrics. And if somehow you don't know the magic that is Gladys Knight, you need to get on that right away. Your ears will thank you for it. The next song I'm going to suggest you listen to this week is DEVO doing Blockhead. The reality is, DEVO have such a unique sound that it's virtually impossible to cite one song as a definitive sound for them, and it really comes down to a matter of personal taste with these guys. Coming off of their brilliant Duty Now for the Future record, this may be my favorite DEVO track, as the tension that runs under the nervous rhythm here is fantastic. It's just the way that Mark Mothersbaugh and the band create such unique sounds that are DEVO, that set them miles beyond anyone else musically, and it's a band you have to be familiar with. The final track for this week is Shabazz Palaces doing Free Press and Curl. Now, I suggested you go get this album when it first came out, and that has not changed in the least. These guys are the first hip-hop act ever on Sub Pop Records, and the way they combined a harder edge sound with a bit of an offbeat rhythm and a slide to the vocals is absolutely addictive. The lyrics get a bit heavier than you might expect at times, but the flows are amazing, the musical backing is solid. Just check this one out, trust me. Switching over to albums, I'm going to suggest you give a listen to Mark of Cain's Ill at Ease record. Hopping back nearly 2 decades, this is one of the most impressive alt-rock, alt-metal, whatever you want to call it, albums to ever come out of Australia, and while it's a bit hard to find, it's well worth the effort. The guitars throughout have a power and a punch to them that's second to none, and the vocals from John Scott are rarely anything short of superb. Point Man and Contender are certainly the 2 highlight songs, but every single track is well worth hearing. Lastly, if you're not going to listen to anything else this week, make sure you check out Björk's album Vespertine. I have no problem admitting that this is the last Björk record that I truly loved, and it holds up almost better than anything else she's put out. Working with slightly smaller samples and musical arrangements than she usually does, the soundscapes are as enveloping and engaging as ever throughout the entire record. For me, this is an essential winter album, as there's this tinge of cold and snow that you can feel running throughout it in a very good way. Until recently, Björk could do absolutely no wrong in terms of music for me, and this remains one of the strongest moments of her entire career. Be sure to check it out. So those are my suggestions for this week. Be sure to check back here every Sunday for more music recommendations, and be here every day for all the music news, reviews, and knowledge you'll ever need.